Today, Shai makes $35 million a year, lives in a luxurious multi-million-dollar mansion, once owned by a crypto mogul, cruises in a Lamborghini Huracan through Oklahoma's sunlit streets, and just led the Oklahoma City Thunder to their first NBA championship. But behind all the glamour lies a story of pain, doubt, perseverance, and purpose. If you're inspired by stories of grit, talent, and transformation, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. This is the insane rise of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the pride of Canadian basketball and a rising icon in the NBA. Born on July 12, 1998, in Toronto, Ontario, Shai grew up in Hamilton in a family that understood athletic discipline. His mother, Charmaine Gilgeous, was a former Olympian, representing Antigua and Barbuda in the 400-meter dash at the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. But Shai's early life wasn't easy. Despite his athletic bloodline, he was neither tall nor fast. Coaches saw him as too skinny, too slow, not good enough. In ninth grade, he was cut from the junior basketball team at St. Thomas More Catholic Secondary School. Imagine that, being told you're not built for the dream you hold closest. But Shai didn't quit. Instead of giving up, he transferred schools and moved to the U.S. to attend Hamilton Heights Christian Academy in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where he lived with coach Zach Farrell's family alongside cousin Nickel Alexander Walker. It wasn't a magical transformation overnight. In fact, Shai was still overlooked. Smaller than his peers, underscouted by big universities, and often left off top prospect lists. But late at night, when the courts were empty and the campus was quiet, Shai was still there, shooting alone, training like no one was watching. Living with his cousin, Nickel Alexander Walker, and under the care of coach Zach Farrell's family, Shai began to sharpen not just his skills, but his mindset. Those nights in Tennessee were filled with homesickness, academic stress, and the pressure of being far from home, but they also built resilience. By his senior year, he averaged over 18 points per game, and college scouts finally began to take notice. In 2017, Shai committed to the University of Kentucky as a 4-star recruit, overshadowed by a lineup of 5-star prospects. Most expected him to sit on the bench, but he defied expectations. Instead, he earned a starting role, averaging 14.4 points, 5.1 assists, and 1.6 steals per game in his freshman season. His leadership and poise were undeniable. By the time the 2018 NBA draft came around, the kid who was once cut from his team became the 11th overall pick, selected by the Charlotte Hornets and immediately traded to the Los Angeles Clippers. Shai once said in an interview with Sportsnet, "I just wanted to prove I belonged." And he did, with sweat, patience, and heart. For millions, especially kids growing up in overlooked neighborhoods or cut from teams too, from a boy once rejected by his high school team to the superstar now leading the Oklahoma City Thunder to an NBA championship, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's story is a blueprint for greatness built on grit. In 2018, he stepped onto the NBA draft stage, a rough diamond in a gray floral suit, with fire in his eyes and tension in his chest. With the 11th pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 15 minutes later, he was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers, a shocking twist for the young Canadian. Los Angeles was the land of stars and headlines. Everything Shai wasn't. No hype, no viral mixtapes, just a relentless work ethic. "He works like there's no tomorrow," a Clippers assistant once said. That effort showed flashes early. In the 2019 NBA playoffs, Shai dropped 25 points against the defending champion Golden State Warriors, announcing his arrival on the biggest stage. But when the Clippers had a shot at landing Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, Shai became a trade piece, sent to Oklahoma City in a blockbuster deal. Oklahoma City isn't Hollywood. It's not a media mecca. For Shai, it was a clean slate. Here, there were no superstars to outshine him, only a city waiting for its next hero. In the 2019-2020 season, Shai began to bloom, averaging 19 points per game, with smooth step-backs, deadly composure, and an on-court calmness that seemed beyond his years. Still, the critics wondered, could he lead? Could he carry a franchise? When Chris Paul left and the Thunder embraced a full rebuild, Shai found himself alone. No veterans, no mentors, just pressure and expectations. But instead of fading, he rose. His scoring surged, his leadership matured, and he quietly built a team of young, hungry talent, developing chemistry with rising stars like Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and Josh Giddey. And then, the breakthrough. In a league dominated by super teams and MVP headlines, Shai did what few thought possible. He led the Thunder to their first ever NBA championship. With clutch performances, fearless drives, and a team-first mentality, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander became the face of a new NBA era. Not by chasing the spotlight, but by outworking everyone under it. He was named Finals MVP, cementing his place as not just a great guard, but a generational one. By the 2023-2024 NBA season, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wasn't just good, he was unstoppable. Averaging over 30 points per game with elite efficiency, Shai had transformed into a nightmare for defenders. But what made him special wasn't just the stats, it was his style. Smooth, effortless, deadly. In a nail-biting showdown against the Dallas Mavericks, with just seconds on the clock and defenders swarming him, Shai stayed calm. One quick crossover, a step-back three, splash. The buzzer sounded and the arena erupted. Shai isn't just a star. Former NBA great Jamal Crawford once said, "He's an artist on the court." No longer the overlooked rookie or the skinny Canadian kid. Shai is now an all-star, an all-NBA first-team selection, and one of the most respected leaders in the league. He's not just a symbol of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He is the symbol, and his influence doesn't stop on the hardwood. Shai's rise as a global basketball icon has brought with it a growing empire. Real estate? He owns a lavish multi-million-dollar mansion in Oklahoma, reportedly purchased from a former crypto magnate. Cars? His collection includes a Lamborghini Huracan, Mercedes Maybach GLS, and other custom rides that reflect his evolving style. And the money? With endorsements, bonuses, and the NBA's rising salary cap, analysts project that Shai could become the first athlete in U.S. sports history to earn over $80 million in a single season, thanks to the NBA's new Supermax, extension rules, and TV revenue surges. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander isn't just winning on the court. He's building an empire off it. According to multiple sources, Shai could become the first U.S. athlete to earn over $80 million in a single season, thanks to a combination of escalating NBA salaries and high-powered endorsement deals. And he's putting that money to work. In 2023, Shai purchased a $6.1 million mansion in Burlington, Ontario, not far from his hometown of Toronto. The home is a 6-bedroom architectural gem with lakefront views, modern interiors, and a serene vibe built for recovery and reflection after a long NBA grind. But this dream home came with a twist. Just days after moving in, Shai and his longtime partner, Haley Summers, had an unsettling encounter. A stranger, reportedly looking for the mansion's previous owner, a bankrupt crypto investor named Aiden Platursky, also known as the Crypto King, showed up at the property unannounced and confrontational. The encounter sparked headlines and anxiety. Though shaken, Shai didn't let the incident derail his focus. He quickly distanced himself from the property and doubled down on safer, more strategic investments. It's rumored he now owns multiple properties, including a $3.5 million penthouse in downtown Oklahoma City, with skyline views overlooking the very arena where he led the Thunder to their historic championship run. While exact details are private, Shai's real estate portfolio is growing, layer by layer, brick by brick, proving that he's not just playing to win games, but to build a legacy. If real estate is where Shai builds wealth, his car collection is where he shows off his personality. A mix of speed, style, and statement. According to Clutch Points, Shai owns at least 3 luxury vehicles valued at over $623,000. Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, $165,000, a rugged V8 twin-turbo SUV built like a tank. Shai's been seen cruising the streets of OKC, windows down, hair flowing, calm and collected, just like his fourth-quarter demeanor. Lamborghini Urus, $218,000, bold, fast, aggressive. This SUV rockets from 0-60 in 3.5 seconds, a perfect match for Shai's fearless drives past defenders. With its glossy black finish, it's a frequent guest on his Instagram feed. Lamborghini Huracan, $240,000, the crown jewel of his garage. 202 mph top speed, sleek, explosive, and powerful. Just like his 31.4 points per game average during the 2022-23 season that earned him his first NBA All-Star selection, and he's not done yet. Rumors swirl about a Porsche 911 Turbo S, worth roughly $200,000 joining his fleet, though no confirmed photos have surfaced yet. But these aren't just symbols of success, they're answers to old doubts. They're reminders of the days when Shai had to walk to the gym because his family couldn't afford gas. When he was cut from his team, told he was too skinny, too quiet, too average. Now, his wheels roar, his homes shine, his name is etched into NBA history and rising higher. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wasn't born into wealth or privilege. He grew up in Hamilton, Ontario, in a middle-class household. His mother, Charmaine Gilgeous, a former Olympic sprinter, instilled in him a lesson that would shape his life. Perseverance isn't taught, it's lived. So when he was cut from his 9th grade basketball team, Shai didn't spiral. He transferred schools, doubled down on training, and turned every missed shot into motivation. Today, with an estimated net worth of $50 million, Celebrity Net Worth 2024, Shai isn't just a success story. He's a symbol of how far grit, discipline, and vision can take you. One evening after a hard-fought win, Shai might be found sitting quietly in his Lamborghini Urus, hands on the steering wheel, whispering to himself, "You did it." Not out of arrogance, but pride. Not just in the money, but in how he got here. Every home he owns, every car in his collection, every front row seat at a fashion show, they aren't just luxuries. They're reminders. Reminders that he was once doubted, overlooked, even cut. And now, he owns what others only dream of. Shai's current 5-year, $179 million contract with the Thunder runs through the 2026-2027 NBA season, where he'll earn $35.8 million per year. But the biggest payday could be next. According to ESPN, Shai is eligible to sign a Supermax extension worth up to $294.8 million if he maintains All-NBA status, something well within reach after leading the Thunder to a championship and averaging over 30 points per game. His wealth will skyrocket, and so will his options. Mansions in Los Angeles, maybe a Ferrari in the garage, a custom-built fashion label. For Shai, the peak isn't now, it's coming. Fashion? It's more than just style, it's art. Shai has become the NBA's top fashion icon, turning heads at Paris Fashion Week, often seated alongside the likes of Pharrell Williams. He's been seen in everything from rhinestone-studded Balenciaga sneakers to a $55,000 Tom Brown suit and leather Louis Vuitton jackets that look straight out of a museum. "This is how I remind myself how far I've come," Shai once laughed after arriving to a game dressed head to toe in runway couture. His outfits tell a story. From Hamilton's concrete courts to the global spotlight, travel is Shai's way of recharging. Alongside his partner, Haley Summers, he jets off to luxury destinations like the Maldives, Santorini, or Tulum. Private jets dot overwater villas, cocktails mixed by personal bartenders, 10,000 a night getaways. It's not about indulgence, it's about balance, peace, silence, a sharp contrast to the noise of his early life. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is more than a basketball player. He's more than an all-star, more than a fashion icon, more than a millionaire. He's a blueprint for anyone told, "You're not good enough." His life isn't just a highlight reel, it's a message. Where you start doesn't define where you end. While many NBA stars flaunt extravagance, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander chooses to live lavishly with intentionality. Every detail, every dollar, every experience is curated. According to GQ, one of Shai's favorite indulgences is stargazing on luxury yachts. Imagine a moonlit sea, the soft clink of fine glassware, and a team of chefs preparing a multi-course meal under the stars. Fine dining is one of Shai's great pleasures. He's been known to spend thousands of dollars at elite restaurants like Carbone in New York, where a single lobster spaghetti costs upwards of $150. His tastes lean toward Italian sophistication and authentic Japanese cuisine. Bluefin tuna flown in fresh from Tokyo's Tsukiji market on his plate. After big wins, Shai might toast with teammates over a glass of Desai 23 sake, one of the world's rarest saks, feeling the delicate flavors mingle with the rush of victory. For Shai, food isn't just fuel, it's how he savors success. Away from the cameras and crowds, Shai finds peace in pixels and performance. He's built a high-end entertainment room complete with a curved 8K screen, a top-tier massage chair, limited edition gaming consoles worth thousands of dollars. Whether he's dominating in NBA 2K or locking in on Call of Duty, this is how Shai unwinds, rediscovering the joy of childhood through digital escapes. Because even legends need time to play. Despite his quiet persona and squeaky clean record, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hasn't escaped the one thing no star can outrun: controversy. As of the 2024-25 season, Shai is a leading contender for the NBA MVP award. But as the spotlight intensifies, so do the critiques. While fans love his smooth playing style and team-first mentality, critics have zeroed in on one growing complaint: he flops. Some claim Shai draws too many fouls, with recent stats showing he averages over 10 free throw attempts per game. Analysts and rival coaches have accused him of relying too much on contact, using strategic flops to inflate his scoring numbers. The result? A rising star caught in the middle of debates about gamesmanship versus authenticity. Still, Shai remains one of the most admired young stars in the league. He's never been involved in personal scandals, rarely speaks out in controversy, and continues to inspire both fans and teammates with his dedication and poise. But with every MVP vote, every playoff run, and every headline comes a new level of scrutiny. Is he the future face of the NBA, or just another star caught in the machine? Time will tell, but one thing's certain: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's story is far from over. From hardship to yachts, from Hamilton's cracked courts to NBA stardom, this is more than a sports story. It's a legend in the making. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Every superstar faces scrutiny, and in 2025, no one embodies that more than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. On February 24, 2025, the Thunder suffered a crushing overtime loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, despite once leading by 24 points. After the game, Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch vented his frustration. "It's frustrating to face this team because they foul a lot, and you can barely touch Shai." That comment lit a fire across basketball forums and social media platforms. Was Shai getting referee favoritism? Fans debated intensely. Supporters say it's part of his genius, his ability to create contact, manipulate space, and sell the moment. Critics argue that he often acts to earn trips to the free throw line, breaking the rhythm of the game. It's a clash of perception. Is Shai outsmarting the game or exploiting its blind spots? Then came the bigger debate, the 2024-25 MVP race. Team Shai or Team Jokic for MVP? Let me know in the comments. In one corner, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, leading the league in scoring at 32.9 points per game. In the other, Nikola Jokic, the triple-double machine, averaging 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists per night. As of March 9, 2025, the tide seemed to turn. That night, the Thunder blew out the Denver Nuggets, outscoring them by 21 points in the fourth quarter alone. Shai dropped 40 points, making a statement not just to fans, but to the league. Many declared the MVP race over, but not everyone agreed. Analyst Mike Vorkunov of The Athletic argued that Jokic's all-around impact, anchoring the Nuggets' offense, facilitating, rebounding, leading without flash, makes him more valuable overall, especially on a team with fewer supporting stars. Shai thrives in a system built around elite team defense. Vorkunov noted, Jokic is the system. The debates didn't stop there. On March 3, 2025, in a game against the Houston Rockets, Shai scored 51 points, setting a record as the fastest player in NBA history to record 4 50-point games within 7 weeks. He surpassed even legends like LeBron James and Michael Jordan in terms of pace. But some fans and analysts question the significance. The modern NBA is faster, more offensive, and higher scoring than in previous eras. Does this make Shai's feat less impressive? Or does it simply show how he's mastering today's game better than anyone else? Is he a product of the era or the standard of it? Despite the chaos of the MVP race, media narratives, and on-court rivalries, Shai remains grounded. He shares a deep emotional bond with his longtime partner and now wife, Hailey Summers. Their relationship is the quiet backdrop to a life lived under relentless scrutiny. Shai stays private, rarely posting about his marriage or family, and consistently avoiding drama. In an age of clickbait and controversy, his discipline off the court is as admirable as his composure on it. Whether you admire his footwork or question his free throws, one thing is undeniable: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is changing the conversation. He's not just redefining what a scoring guard looks like, he's redefining what it means to rise without noise, to dominate with style, and to stay human while becoming legendary. Every offseason, while headlines focus on trades and trophies, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander quietly returns home. No cameras, no press, just moments. He sits down with kids in shelters, rec centers, and basketball camps, listening more than talking. Once, a shy girl told him she wanted to become a doctor, but her family couldn't afford the path. Shai gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "You can do it," he said. "Just believe in yourself." That moment wasn't posted online, but word spread, because impact doesn't need an audience. It only needs a heart. Shai knows the weight of pressure, expectations, performance, and silence. That's why in 2024, he partnered with Converse to launch the Nosher Keep Going campaign, raising awareness for mental health, a subject close to his heart. A portion of sales from his limited edition signature shoes was donated to organizations that support youth struggling in silence. Success isn't just about stats, Shai said. It's about how you lift others up. Whether on the hardwood or in life, Shai doesn't just show up, he shows the way. Now 26, Shai is in his prime, averaging a league-leading 33 points per game. With 4 50-point games in just the first half of the season, he's no longer the league's next big thing. He is the moment. At Paycom Center, MVP chants rise every time he steps to the free throw line. The fans know. The league knows. This is his time. The Thunder sit atop the Western Conference with Shai as the team's soul and engine, blending elegant dribbling with a savage killer instinct. Yet behind the fierce competitor is a man of emotion. After a victory over Denver on March 10, 2025, Shai stood alone at center court, sweat on his brow, eyes in the stands. There they were, Hailey and baby Eris standing, clapping, smiling. "This is why I keep trying," Shai told The Athletic. That's the motivation. It's that motivation that turned a boy once cut from his high school team into a global superstar, into a champion, into the heart of Oklahoma. As the 2025 offseason approaches, Shai stands at a career crossroads. He's now eligible for a 4-year Supermax extension worth up to $294 million, a potential NBA record of $73.5 million per year. But for Shai, this isn't just about the number. He recently parted ways with his agent, choosing to negotiate the deal himself, a bold move, signaling full control over his future. He dreams of a championship ring, of bringing the Thunder back to the top, like in the Kevin Durant era, but this time on his own terms. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander isn't just a highlight machine. He's not just a scorer. He's not just a style icon. He is a husband, a father, a philanthropist, a fighter, and a symbol of what it means to rise, with grace, grit, and greatness. From Hamilton's cracked pavement to MVP chants in Oklahoma, Shai is living proof. It's not about where you start. It's about where you refuse to stop. Even now, with MVP chants echoing and contracts reaching historic highs, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander remains grounded in his roots. In the early mornings when most of the world is still asleep, you'll still find him training in Hamilton, Ontario, with the Sunrise Training Group. The same crew he started with at age 13. Ironclad discipline, unchanged, unshaken, unstoppable. Because Shai doesn't just want to win, He wants to leave a legacy. Her Keep Going campaign with Converse, raising mental health awareness. He's planning to expand his free basketball camps, bringing opportunity and belief into neighborhoods that look like the one he grew up in. For every child who's ever felt lost or overlooked, Shai is living proof that you can rise from the darkness. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the brilliant present and the promising future. A man who lives with purpose for his family, his team, and the dreams he refused to let die. From the quiet streets of Hamilton to becoming one of the NBA's brightest stars, Shai's story teaches us that talent is not enough. Effort makes the difference. Passion carries you through. His success was earned, not given. Built with sweat, heartbreak, persistence, and love. This story was crafted from verified public reports and trustworthy sources. But like all great journeys, it continues. So we encourage you to explore more and follow Shai's unfolding legacy. Thank you so much for watching. If this video moved or inspired you, please hit that like button. It tells me you value these stories. Share it with friends, family, or anyone chasing a dream. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've got so many more powerful journeys to share. And in the comments, let me know. What part of Shai's journey impacted you the most? From heartbreak to hardwood, from humility to heroism. This was the unforgettable story of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And until next time, keep going.